Hello and welcome to Push to Smart. We're a week away from this year's E3. And after last year's parade of tone-deaf shooters and womenless Assassin's Creed games was saved only by some surprise Nintendo announcements, we're a little wary for this year. Even so, we've selected a handful of games we're looking forward to with some hopes that might shake up the status quo.
So last year, a lot of the games we went into the show wanting to see were games we were already sold on. Things like Dragon Age Inquisition. How did that turn out? And Alien Isolation. We just really wanted release dates for them. And I think that's the case for a lot of games this year, especially since they're announcing a lot before the show. So we already know about Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which they claim will have playable women in it and no multiplayer, both of which you would not know from the trailer. We know about the new Fallout game, which everyone's really excited for, and there's going to be a special PC gaming press conference this year that will presumably show it off. And we know about things like Yoshi's Woolly World, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I'm really just kind of like looking for solid release dates for games like Mirror's Edge, the reboot, sequel, whatever they're going to call it. Also, details would probably be nice now that I'm thinking about it. Also, wondering if The Witness is ever going to be released.
The new Ace Attorney game that we've seen a lot in the Japanese press. It's like, I feel like this will be the time where Capcom will be like, oh yeah, and also we're localizing it, which would be awesome if they wanted to do that. One game, I guess I really want solid details of, and that we're going to get our first look at, is the Visceral Games mysterious Star Wars game. Not a huge fan of Visceral Games. They're of course best known for the Dead Space games, which are games that I just could never get into, even though when I look at them I know those are made for me. Just couldn't do it. However, this is the game that snatched up Amy Hennig after she unceremoniously left Naughty Dog for reasons unknown. So if anyone can adapt Star Wars, it's Amy Hennig, and I'm really excited to see what she's doing.
It feels like there's always rumors about it, but a Final Fantasy XII HD remake would just make my life. I mean, they did Final Fantasy X. They released it on like every console on Sony.
And it's not even that good.
And 12 is so much better. So, I don't know. I feel like if they don't, then they're really missing out on a golden opportunity.
The other thing, which I guess is a tradition at this point, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Ubisoft has outlined its games list for its press conference. No Beyond Good and Evil 2 on it. However, it says there are some surprises that it still has up its sleeve. So let's hope one of those is Beyond Good and Evil 2, because it's already rolled out every other game nobody cares about. So why not roll out the one we do?
Yeah. I think that one that is slightly more likely to happen is a Prince of Persia reboot, which I would really like to see. I feel like it's time for a new Prince of Persia game. We haven't had one in about 4 years now. And with everything that they've learned from the Assassin's Creed franchise, I really hope that they're going to be able to channel it into a really fun new take on Prince of Persia. Hopefully one with a lot less combat.
Yeah, even with the combat, I actually really enjoyed 2008's highly controversial entry. That game was all about getting into that rhythm, as opposed to stopping, staking out all the traps that you need to see. It was just you started and you just went, you just hit beats. It was almost musical. And I would love for them to go in that direction, especially since they already now have Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Something else that I would kill to see is a new Metroid game. I think I said this last year. Actually, I'm positive I said this last year.
Yeah.
But I still think it's time. I don't see what they're waiting for.
Yeah. So we already know we're not going to see any more of that Zelda, the new Zelda for 2015. I'm hoping they just fill that. Obviously, we're going to see Yoshi Woolly World, but I hope they fill it with even more new games, maybe even some new IP. In a perfect world, I would be looking forward to Silent Hills.
Well, since Microsoft is buying it for $1 billion.
That is my favorite E3 rumor ever.
I know, it's so ridiculous.
Is so bad.
But one thing that I think is kind of different from last year, and part of the reason why I'm kind of lukewarm on E3 so far, is that there really haven't been any big rumors coming out. Usually we've heard so much speculation on what could be happening. This year we've gotten more solid games being announced, but there's no big rumors and discussion on what could happen. I don't know, it's just a very different energy.
It is. It definitely feels more business as usual than the usual excitement that comes with it.
So that does it for our pre-E3 wish list. We're not as pumped up as we were last year, so we want to know what you hope to see. Please let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date on all of our latest episodes and water cooler discussions.
Exit stage right.